Considering how close Jeff Lynne and George Harrison eventually became, both as friends and collaborators, it's no surprise that Lynne had long been a devoted admirer of the Beatles, well before he found fame with Electric Light Orchestra. The Beatles' influence consistently echoed through ELO's music, yet Lynne wasn't merely copying his heroes. He absorbed their spirit and reshaped it into his own idea of pop perfection. While the Beatles dominated the 1960s, ELO thrived during the 1970s and 1980s when recording technology had advanced dramatically. These new tools allowed Lynne to experiment more boldly in the studio. Even so, the musical and artistic parallels between him and his idols were impossible to ignore. Driven by his fascination with studio innovation, Lynne initially looked toward the legendary producer George Martin, whose creative techniques had elevated the Beatles' songwriting into groundbreaking recordings. At the same time, Lynne watched with interest as each Beatle moved into the 1970s pursuing solo careers, exploring fresh sounds, and collaborating with different producers. Their individual reinventions continued to capture his imagination. When Lynne began working on his debut solo album, Armchair Theater, in 1990, he unexpectedly found himself stuck. Although he literally wrote and recorded much of it from the comfort of his armchair, the endless production possibilities became overwhelming. Instead of fueling creativity, the abundance of choices left him creatively paralyzed. To break free from this rut, he reflected on his earlier collaboration with Harrison on Cloud 9. Lynne tried to replicate the straightforward home studio setup Harrison had used, hoping to rediscover that clarity. Even so, he still struggled to fully overcome his block. By the 1990s, recording technology had evolved so far that 4-track systems felt outdated. Producers now had access to countless tracks, enabling them to layer instruments and build massive soundscapes. Lynne himself had helped popularize this grand, layered approach, often stacking multiple recordings of the same instrument to achieve a bigger, richer sound. Over time, however, he realized that his deep admiration for the Beatles had subtly pushed him toward an obsession with making everything sound huge. In the end, the experience reshaped his outlook. Lynne decided to simplify his approach and rethink how he worked in the studio. He came to believe that simplicity might actually be the ultimate strength. Fewer machines, fewer distractions, just the essentials. Ultimately, he concluded that nothing beat the basics. A microphone and a tape recorder were all he truly needed.